Welcome back to our weekly Q&A show where we come on here every week and answer your real estate questions. We hand select 5 questions a week, and that's all we do. And we talk about them.
From you, the audience, the listener, because what's important to you is obviously important to us. And this channel is more directed towards realtors, gaining information, gaining knowledge, but ultimately just becoming more relational for maybe us and you. We live in Oregon, so get to know us. I want to know you more and become a referral partner too, so we can both send each other referrals and collaborate in that manner as well. So.
Totally. If you have any clients relocating to Oregon, send them our way. We'd love to give you a referral fee. Okay, so let's just jump on in. I'm not going to say this name because
Are you going to just mess it up?
Fadimasif.
These have to be just like online names. There's no way this is a real name. It could be. Who am I to say that? But it seems like an online name.
No, that was the name, I think. Okay. Hi.
Get to it.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. Hi, Mariah. I've been binge watching your YouTube videos on real estate all week. I just joined a real estate company here in Dubai. The thing is, we cold call clients and ask them if they'd like to purchase or invest in a property. So I haven't seen many scripts on such talks. Could you be nice enough to let me know in such situations what all questions we would need to ask the clients?
Okay.
So I think the question, I was a little confused when I initially saw this. Okay, so
she wants to know a script.
Cold call clients and ask them, but it sounds like it's more like circle prospecting. Yeah. Like it's not like for sale by owners or expired. So what question should you ask?
Well, the deal is, what audience are we speaking to? What type of investors? If they got loads of money, pockets of cash, they need to reinvest into something, or you calling 1031 exchange clients only? There's a big unknown there, a big variable of who you're talking to.
It sounds like they're talking because it says we ask if they'd like to purchase or invest in property. So it sounds like they're literally just calling numbers and being like, hey, do you want to buy a house?
Yeah. And the audience, I mean, in order to do that, imagine this, guys. Someone calls you up randomly. Hey, would you like to buy a house? What's your answer going to be? Well, how much? And maybe it's just straight like no, because you just called me out of the blue. So like, let's talk and focus more about the opener, the script. How can I grab an attention getter for you? And my thing would be open up with firstly your introduction, and then say, what the current market looks like, where you're located, and why this is a really good possibility for you. How much money are you willing to spend on a home originally? Like, are you just doing a down payment? Do you want to do a loan? Is it a cash sale only? Get to know your client's finance, because that's the biggie. What type of money are you playing with? Is it big money or is it kind of small money? Small money is good, because ultimately, if you have an inside lending institution that you're connected with, you're bringing them business, you're getting business, and people honestly like taking out loans sometimes because it's a good debt for them to have. Right. And it works in their favor because they can actually do a cash out refi, do something, do the Burr technique, whatever is out there, because that creates more wealth, and it's actually good for the economy too.
Right. I think in that circumstance, that's all good, really good. I think in that circumstance, I would ask them, like, have you ever considered speaking with a lender and seeing if you would qualify for a loan? And I'm not sure how anything works over in Dubai.
I know, that's the thing.
So this is like kind of strange.
Off question.
Yes, I know.
But like script wise, what would you be doing?
I would keep it. What I would do is I wouldn't go in for the converting them on the spot.
I wouldn't either.
I would be really focused on the follow up. So I would be just looking for that small inkling that they're maybe thinking about it, because they're probably not going to tell you up front, they're not going to tell a salesperson like yes, but sometimes you can tell if they say no but it really is a yes, or if they're thinking about it, or if they do say they're maybe considering it. Anything at all that gives you like any bit of like it's a possibility within the next like year or however long, then I would like be writing those specific people down, and those would be like my top to like keep a relationship with. And I think it'll be more of a long-term thing. So I hope that helps you.
Yeah. I look at that as like a stockbroker situation. Like you're making these cold calls, you got these sheets. Who knows where you got these numbers from? Is it actually part of your company already? Do they have prior investments with your company? I don't know. So I look at it as like a Jordan Belfort situation on Wolf of Wall Wall Street, make a sale, make a deal, see what the situation is and go for it, and keep them on the phone for as long as possible, and just try and take as much notes through the conversation, personal and business, so you can then follow up with them later, like Mariah just said, because that relationship side in real estate, I strongly believe this, is super, super important. And you're not guiding anybody to the process. They're making their own decisions, but it's your input and professionalism that's going to get them where they need to be and where you want them to be.
Right.
So,
or even asking them while they're on the phone, like, because you said building a relationship and it's about follow-up, like be their advisor. Like, hey, while we're on the phone, do you have any, is there any real estate advice you need? Or do you just have any questions at all about what the process would look like if you did someday decide to buy a house, or how to get you there, anything? And just try to obviously know your stuff and just try to be their advisor. And so when they're ready, you're the one they'll call.
Be the advisor, the professional.
It kind of reminds me of circle prospecting though. Have you done any circle prospecting?
I haven't done much circle prospecting.
Ever?
No.
Okay.
Really haven't. Yeah. It's hard for me because I don't really prospect to much buyers, to be honest. Mm-hmm. I don't cold call for buyer clients. I just never have. I cold call for listings.
Well, you could circle prospect to sellers. Have you done that?
I probably have in the past. I might be doing it right now.
It just wasn't like a thing you really did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't either.
What's circle prospecting even? Like, refresh my memory, because I'm probably doing it.
Isn't it where, if you guys know, let me know if I'm wrong in the comments. But from my knowledge, I'm pretty sure what it is, unless I'm wrong, is just a list of random numbers, like say homeowners, and just cold calling them, like, hey, do you want to sell it? Like just or like around a house, a listing. I think that's circle prospecting.
Because to me, circle prospecting is circling the house, that neighborhood.
Like
I'm
a neighborhood
circling around that, that zip code.
I think I've done it before, and it was on I won't say the name of the company, but it was on a certain company that sells numbers, and all the numbers were wrong. And so I stopped, and we have something also that we're going to try that we'll talk about in the near future that will help with that.
That is a problem,
and maybe we can try it with that. But yes.
What numbers are actually accurate?
Yes, where numbers are accurate, which, yes. Okay, anyway, Tracy Ragland asks, do you think I can use any and all social media to start my business?
Any and all social media? My direct answer is yes. Why? If you're not using social media right now of some shape or form, it doesn't have to be consistently. It doesn't have to be every day. There's some brokers, this is all they do, you know, totally. and I notice it. I know they're just trying to grab content. They're just trying to grab engagement. Nothing wrong with that. To me, it's just not how I am right now in my stage of life.
Do you want to know how I use it for my business?
Please tell.
Okay. So there was a point in time when I would post, I was on social media quite a bit, and that was a main source of my business. Now we've moved away from that. We will get clients from it every now and then, referrals, leads, whatever. And that's amazing. But I would not consider it a stream of business because we're not on it consistently. And that's fine, because I know that's just not for right now. Maybe later, I don't know. But right now, that's not something I'm wanting to commit to for my own reasons for business. However, I still use it for, say you listening or anyone calls a for sale by owner or an expired listing, or say someone comes to my YouTube channel and wants to work with me, or is thinking about working with me, or they just see your name or anything, they're gonna Google you, and what's gonna come up? They're most likely, there's a good chance they're going to stalk your social media pages. So for me, I use all of my social media as sort of a social proof to show, although I'm not using it as a source of constantly reminding people I'm in real estate, trying to get leads with it. I don't go on it that often, but I do still post things every now and then. But basically things are up there. I have on my Instagram, for example, I have what's it called? Well, highlight. That's what it's called. On your profile for client testimonials. So they can click on that and see oh, this is what past clients say about her, or home buying tips. And they can see I kind of know what I'm talking about, or even just seeing oh, they're a real person. My values align with theirs, or they have kids, I have kids. That's cool. You're a real human, and they could maybe decide if they want to work with you or not. Maybe they don't want to after looking at your page, but that's fine because you dodged a bullet. So that's the way I see it, is social media is as social proof. So
social proof, social media, social proof.
It's just for if someone Googles you, because they're probably at some point someone will Google you to decide if they want to do business with you. So even if you're not actively using it as a mainstream of your business coming in, then that's still okay.
That's really good.
But to answer the question, do you think you can use it to start your business? You know what? It's funny because when I got into the business in 2015, yeah, I have to think. Wow, was that the year we graduated? Yeah, we graduated high school.
We just look at each other. We're getting old.
I feel old now.
Old. Stupid.
I know. Okay, but when I started real estate in 2015, someone would have like probably laughed if they said like using it as business. Like it was something people were starting to do, but nobody thought you could use it as like your only way, especially of getting business. But it's definitely a way you can get business now. It's very, in my opinion, I prefer to go the route of online video because I prefer the clients from there. I found they're a lot better leads. They require less follow-up and their price point is much higher for me. It could be different for you. I don't know who's following you online. Also just it's way less time consuming. I think the biggest thing for me is it's a big commit time thing because you really do have to be on it a lot. And I think it can lead to a lot of, if you're not very disciplined with it, like you could be using it for business, but you're just wasting time. So are you really like, you need to be if you're going to use it for business, in my opinion, you need to be creating way more content than you're consuming and have like major boundaries with yourself. So you're not just like sitting there scrolling all day saying you're working.
That's the thing, like the time management part of social media, because you can get like really trapped and engaged with what else is out there rather than what you're doing personally to gain more business. You can say you're doing business, but are you actually being productive? Are you working productive hours is a big question you might have to ask yourself, because even I get lost in that like 100% with just scrolling and not actually committing to the work side of social media. I get more of like just the viewer side, which isn't good, and that can cause other problems though, like in your life and relationships, especially. We see that like often, and
unless you're commenting and talking to people and having real conversations, but I just don't really enjoy that.
Is it real though?
Yes.
Are you actually gonna? No. But what I'm saying is like, what I see happening often is like people make comments, they talk, engage, and then guess what? I see you face to face. You won't even look at me in the eye. I go up and I engage you. Like that is one thing that's frustrating to me, because like when people hide behind a screen and you actually know each other from there. I mean, you engaged at that point through online social media, and you can't even like interact with people in real life. That's when like it kind of gets that fakeness, that falseness to me. I've seen that personally, like firsthand. So it's kind of awkward, it really is awkward. But if people are actually messaging you to work up and go on showings and meet up for you to give a consultation, then that's a little different story. But like till that happens, you're just behind a screen on social media. And
I agree with you. I think to answer your question, I think you totally can in this day and age use social media to run your business, to start your business, all of that. You really just have to, whatever lead source you choose, you really have to love it, and you got to be committed to it long term. So
long term.
You do you.
Long term.
Yes. Next question.
Hey, and by the way, the one thing that we're really happy with our title company especially is they have a social media rep. You might have a social media rep around you that's not connected with the title company. Yeah. But these resources are free for us to use that we jump on it. We have a gal, her name's Megan. She does a great job at Tycor Title. And if we have any questions for her, she's on it. And if we have any services needed, she's on it. We give them business, so we hope they give us business in return. And that's one thing about creating relationship. Right. So ask around if you have any like social media marketers, or just what's her position? They do,
I don't know what it's called, but what they do is they will take time to like meet with you for coffee or whatever and train you on how to use, like, how does the algorithm work, how to use it for business, what are some things to post, because I know it can be kind of like, if you're not used to using it, I know even for me, like I'm like, I don't know where to start, like what do you do? I don't know. So they can be a good source if that's something you choose to do. We've in the past met with them and have received a lot of help.
Yeah, it's been really beneficial for us. Yeah. For me.
Your local title company might have.
They make it easy.
Might have someone to help you with that. Okay. Next question. Sorry, I lost my spot. Okay, Alyssa Sparks. asks,
What's up, Alyssa?
what would be the best thing to start working on now while I'm going through real estate classes, just building my brand? ?
Cool.
Thank you in advance for all you guys do. Okay, going through real estate classes. I don't think building your brand is what to do at that time. Do you?
No.
I wouldn't say that's going to do anything for you at that point.
I'd be learning the business side.
Yes.
Under somebody else as an assistant.
Yeah.
That's personally what I do. It depends on how much time you have left in the day. You know,
Yeah.
I remember I was working a full-time job and then doing real estate school and classes at night. And what hours of the day did I have to work under assistant? Not many. Mm-hmm. What I could tell you is I could have done more maybe on the weekends and been associated with some type of team. Got hired on at a real estate company part-time to input data, something kind of like Mariah did when she first started while she was in high school. She was inputting data and doing stuff under a brokerage, and it kind of familiarized her with the process in a sense. Yeah. But I would say dedicate your time to learning the business side, and that's ultimately going to help you pass your test too.
Right. And if you don't have the time or just it's not an option for you right now in your life to go and get another job or internship or whatever like that, then I would say to just start educating yourself as much as you can, like you're doing, like watching these videos like this from, I mean, there's so many people out there online nowadays. You can find anything out. Yeah. And really just preparing so that like get your business plan down, get your strategy down. So you know, find out through watching videos and research. Obviously, sometimes you don't really know until you actually do it, but what you think you will want to focus on as far as like prospecting goes, and really like take notes, write down plans, like get things in line so that as soon as you do pass the test, you can just jump on in and you don't have to spend all that time trying to figure out how to get business and what to do. Like if you're going to cold call, be memorizing scripts, like be working on, that's what I would say to be working on. And the brand thing, that'll come, but just building your brand, there's not really much to, I don't think right now. Yeah. Cause you need to be under a brokerage. So that'll probably change. And I mean, of course there's nothing wrong with, I don't know, posting things online, but I don't think that's really going to be much help at that point. I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah. If you want to be involved with real estate, I just assume just become an assistant somewhere. You don't need a license to do that. And you're asking the right questions with your mentor, because that's ultimately all you're looking for. You're looking for a mentorship of some sort. So
yeah. Chris Webb asks, I'm over here for your thoughts on a market crash.
Market crash. Dun, dun, dun.
I almost hate this subject, and I hate
even talking about it because I think you choose not to think about it, honestly. I think that's Mariah's philosophy.
No, it's because I don't like to waste time with something that's like talking about something or thinking about something if it could, the complete opposite could happen. And we literally don't know. Like, what do you think? In the comments below, let us know. I'm pretty sure I put out a poll on this YouTube channel like 2 years ago saying like, who thinks the market's going to crash this year? Or maybe it was even 3 years ago. And like everyone said they thought it would. And
everybody.
That's been every year.
I think that's our world though, that we want to be more cynical or look at the bad in things sometimes rather than the pros. And I mean, could it happen? Of course. Do we see it happening in the year 2022? I certainly don't. I don't see anything happening.
And what is define crash? Like, what does that even mean?
Well,
like, how drastic will it be a pullback, a recession, a crash, or simply just like a leveling out? I don't know.
And this is a realtor channel. So we're more focused on doing the business. We're more focused on, because this is our full-time job. I mean, they say 20% of the agents do 80% of the business. Well, we're part of that 20%. So what are we going to be doing different? Yeah, maybe we might make or work more hours. We might form a different prospecting method.
And simply shift how you're getting your business.
Exactly.
And shift where it's coming from and shift what you're doing.
Exactly.
And you just shift. You always have to shift.
You just shift.
Yeah. I've shifted. My business looks so different.
You definitely have shifted.
I've shifted so much. I never thought that it would be like this, but I'm so thankful I shifted. And you know, I don't want to sound ignorant by any means. Like you gotta understand the realities of real estate, because we are commission based methods of work. And I mean, there's blessings to it, but there's also downfalls to it. And there's reasons why in market crashes, recessions, economies, things just look different, and things look different than they did in the 90s and the 80s when it came to interest rate spikes, 80s and 70s, excuse me, because those were sitting in like 16, 20+%, interest.
We're still in a 5% interest, guys. So this is historically low, yet buyers are complaining, saying, man, I'm going to hold off because I'm not comfortable with this 5% interest rate. And I'm like, hold up. Are you even qualified to buy a house at this point? And yeah, we might have to be more patient, find the home in your price category that makes your mortgage affordable. But ultimately, if you, because it's going to be hard, you're going to want to refinance, right? And everybody says, yeah, I'll just refinance when the interest rate goes down. What are the odds it goes back down to 2% again? You know, if you can save a point in interest, that's the key to refinance. So yeah, we could be doing that within the next 6 years, of course.
Right.
So why not buy now? Because you're not obviously going to most likely live in the same piece of real estate for the rest of your life.
Right.
Commonly, that doesn't happen. You're looking 7 to 10 years max. So you always have opportunity to refinance, cash out, and put more money down on your next investment, you know, at a different interest rate. So don't focus on the global news, the media, just hyping a real estate market crash. Worry about what's best for you and how you can help your client and understand your economy, because every state's different. Oregon, we're looking pretty good. We're looking tight.
Yeah. And I have 3 things to say about this. So for like a realtor standpoint, and I just want to say from, to preference this, I am no expert. Like I have not, you know, I was not old enough to have a real estate license during the last time that things happened. So I'm not saying, like, trying to sound like I know everything about this, because I certainly don't, but I do know what we're doing. And, you know, so maybe this can help if you're concerned about something, but 3 things. 1, it never hurts to do these 3 things. One of them is cut back on your costs. We just cut a major, marketing cost that we had that was really, we looked at it and we're like,
it's just not making sense.
It just wasn't, we weren't getting a return on it. And so we cut like the biggest expense, and now our marketing is like so low because like video is free. But anyway, yes. So you can always cut down on expenses. And then secondly, it's always a good idea to diversify, obviously, your income. So we're looking at like what different streams of income, like that's always a good thing to be doing, adding streams of income. And then 3 is get away from first-time home buyers. I do not think that that's who you'll probably want to be working with when, if and when things change in the market. I know for us, that's been a huge thing that's thankfully has happened. And I think if that's like the main source of your business, then that would probably be something you might want to look towards, like, how can I get away from that? Because I think that would be the people that are.
But maybe that's like your number one source of home purchases, first-time home buyers. Yeah. And so that's why we mentioned we shift, wait until you have to shift, and then find a different form of prospecting to create a different type of clientele. And that's what we're trying to influence you guys to do, is don't set your business set in stone to where you're so stuck in your ways, things change. Crap, I have no pipeline, I have no inventory, I can't make a sell, and now I can't pay my mortgage. Find a way to create income, cash flow, lay pipe, and if you need to make a shift, because ultimately markets do change, and you're ignorant if you just believe that you can keep doing the same thing for the rest of your life and with no changes to be added. You need to problem solve. Yeah.
Okay, so our last question is from Sam Peterson. He asks, Which of your real estate marketing videos brings the most referrals, or is it just the channel as a whole? Do you find certain video content attracts more referrals? Also, when did you start getting momentum on referrals for your videos?
This is a you question, I think.
Okay. Okay, so how do I answer this? So as far as I think what he was meaning is when he said referrals, because we've mentioned on this channel, like, thank you for your referrals. We've gotten referrals from this channel. I think he's meaning like just from this channel alone. I would say for as far as that source of business from video goes, I wouldn't say there's one video at all, because I don't think some agent is going to, like, if that's who you're getting, business from, is agent to agent referrals. I don't think they're going to watch your video once, just like if you're doing it through Instagram. It's the same thing. I don't think they're going to look at one magnificent post that you posted and gets all these likes or whatever and just decide, I'm going to send an agent to that. No, it's through relationship, which happens through a bunch of videos over time. And I think you're way better off in having more videos and a solid, or more posts or consistently or whatever it is you're doing, solid people that you're connecting with on a consistent basis that don't perform as well than having like one that explodes and just has so many people looking at. Because does that make sense? It's about
100%.
Relationship.
Well, you're building that foundation too.
Yes, and adding value. So like you're adding value and helping them in some way, or whatever it is that you're doing, and over time that pays off. So that's one way. And then for the second, our other channel that we get, I wouldn't say referrals because it's more just like straight on leads coming to us, like clients. That would be. It really, my biggest advice for that is you got to just try everything and find what works for you. Cause now I know we know like looking at analytics, we know which videos are going to perform, analytically, like have the best watch time and where do the clients come from? Because I've talked to so many of them and I know like which ones were helpful to them, which ones did they watch. And there's so many people online making videos about real estate and getting clients. There's so many ways to do it. I'm not going to tell you like what type of videos to make because you got to do what your brain tells you to do and what feels the most authentic to you and what you're the best at and expert at. And maybe that takes some trial and error.
If you're a golfer, go to every golf course around you, and video the golf day.
In this town or whatever.
And just create content in that manner. And I bring up golf courses because a lot of people like to golf. Do what you are interested in doing. For me, it's sports and wrestling in the community. Yeah. So I'm kind of known in our community in that manner. So do what makes it interesting for you because ultimately that's going to make it more doable and you can do it on a weekly basis, quarterly basis, however you want to structure your business. And it's fun. You're not like feeling obligated to do certain things, just like what we're doing right now, speaking into these mics and making these videos. We sincerely love to do this. We love talking about real estate and it's a relationship thing between Mariah and I. We get happy about it. So that's exciting to us.
This beats open houses any day. For me, but maybe for you, that's the opposite. Maybe open houses are your jam.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yeah, this is awesome though.
Yeah.
Seriously, it doesn't beat doing what you love. Yes. In real estate, it's been fun.
And it takes, like I said, it takes trial and error usually. Like it took me making so many different types of videos that did not bring me a single client for a while until I finally found what did. And then once I found what brought me like my first awesome, amazing client that came from like a certain type of video, I was like, okay, I'm going to double down on that. And I just did more of what worked. So you got to do trial and error, find what works for you. And then once you find what works, focus all in on that.
And there's like nothing better, seriously, than somebody messaging you client wise and saying, hey, I'm from this place. I'm looking to buy in your area. When can we chat? So you set up an appointment, time to chat. And then you're able to have like a 40-minute, hour conversation with these guys. And you're actually like excited to hear from each other. You feel like you know each other.
You have like no follow-up because they feel like they already know you because video makes them like and trust you because they just see you. So I have, I'm waking up early tomorrow morning for a phone call with a fellow in the Middle East who's moving here. And it's like a 10-hour time difference. And like, for me, that's so exciting. Like, it's amazing. Like that's my ideal type of client. And maybe that's not yours, but you got to find what is, and then do more of that.
Yeah. I think in this stage of our business, but life too, it has been fun getting to talk to more and more people that are diverse and not just here local, born and raised. Yeah. And we're actually finding them success when accepting property. And then also it keeps us involved in the market of what we can do to provide information for you guys. So that just ultimately comes down to this creating content. The more content, the better relationship you have. Ultimately, the more business you will get and be more successful. Yeah.
All right. So continue to send your questions our way and we'll continue to answer them. We come on here every single week. Best way to contact us is through the our website or our email address, which is in the description below.
Is there any, are we going to talk about anything in regards to the individual you had that appointment with this week?
What do you mean?
The phone calls?
that I have tomorrow?
No.
Or what are you talking about?
No.
What are you talking
the
about?
new prospecting method that we might be bringing to this channel.
Not yet. We'll talk about that soon. Yeah, so we
You're
have
gonna
some
keep it on a
exciting,
cliffhanger then.
yes, a cliffhanger.
You will see videos
Cliffhanger.
though of me personally like using it, so you
Yeah.
guys are getting direct content, direct feed of how we could make this work.
Yeah.
Because if we're making it work, we know it can work for you.
Yeah.
But sounds like we're gonna talk about it and release on a different date.
Yes. All right. We will see you guys soon.